Cancel.
Schweezy.
All right. This is from the Kansas City Star. My neck of the woods was the big magazine of the town. It was like the Daily Bugle of the Kansas City metro, small bum ass towns. So I guess in the Kansas City metro places at least 2 hours from Kansas City. Like this is the Daily Bugle, your daily planets and stuff like that. This was it. That was the Kansas City Star. Kansas City loves Mahomes and the Chiefs. Our kids didn't need to see them swill beer. I am not opposed to drinking, nor naive enough to think our football players don't drink. However, it is completely unnecessary to let Chiefs players drink during the Super Bowl parade. It should not have been allowed by Coach Andy Reid and the team's ownership for some very good reasons. The main reason is that a drinking Chief is not a good role model for young fans who are there to see their heroes. Second, even the adult fans don't want to see drunken players at this important celebration. Third, tragic things happen when drinking is involved. If the Chiefs cannot go a few hours without alcohol, the organization has a problem. I, for one, was sickened to see this for the second time. Some Chiefs even bragged through social media about how drunk they were afterwards. I am ashamed that players I cheered for could barely walk after they got off the bus. No doubt this spectacle made the news in other cities. I wish the Chiefs would take pride in their reputation and forgo drinking next time. The parade is a citywide party. You don't represent this diehard fan when you make the parade look like a college fraternity beer bust. That's Janet Elaine Hensel from Liberty, Missouri. Big kudos on the second half Sunday, Kansas City Chiefs. While viewing your parade on Wednesday, however, I was surprised and dismayed to see that Patrick Mahomes and other players were drinking alcohol again. I felt that way 3 years ago, and I thought there would have been enough negative feedback from the parents of the children and teenagers voicing their concerns to the Chiefs administration that it wouldn't be repeated. Next time there's a victory parade, please imbibe your alcohol privately and discreetly. Impressionable young viewers deserve better role models than what you've displayed twice. And that's from Skip Scotchdale from Overland Park. Why did the Kansas City Chiefs publish this? I did see it was like an opinion column, but like no one... I think news just needs to not be an opinion. I think news just needs to be facts about what happened. And then that way the conspiracy theory people don't have a platform, and they're like, I know what's going on. It's that fucking Biden back again. He caused that train to spill in Ohio. I don't even know that whole fucking story, dude. Wow. Ohio. I was like, have you thought about Ohio today? I'm like, no, Ohio's for lovers. That's not me. That's why I haven't heard about it. But anyways, though, people... This sounds like, it's really funny. These are like Kansas City Karens. And like, how do you describe a Kansas City Karen? I'm like, if you watched The Last of Us last week, I haven't watched the new episode yet. Actually, probably by the time this episode comes up, I'll watch the new episode. But I haven't watched it yet. They're like, they changed, like, is it Pittsburgh or Philadelphia for Kansas City? They changed it from the game to the show. And they made it Kansas City. I'm like, it's like the first time Kansas City has been on like a TV show in a while. I'm like, St. Louis for a while, and it was like Superstore, but someone from Missouri, you're like, Kansas City. And then, what show does Kansas City get on, you may be asking? The Last of Us, a post-apocalyptic future where zombies exist from fungus. Shit like that. And then you meet that chick who is like, you killed my brother. And I'm like, that's a fucking Karen right there. It's like, let my brother live. I'm like, oh, you don't get to choose this. And okay, I'm not spoiling any more of that if you haven't seen it, but fucking The Last of Us, fucking phenomenal. Pedro Pascal, I think, I don't want to have sex with a guy, but I think with Pedro Pascal asked, I think if there was enough lube involved, I'd be fine with it. And then you're probably wondering, are you a top or a bottom? That's the secret, I'm not telling you. But anyways, though, so Patrick Mahomes, this is the second time he's done this in his life. He's basically, like, and I'm not saying the football thing, but like, if you're a professional football player, you're like I think about it like as a musician, like, what would be the greatest thing? Like, what's the highest achievement of, like that of like as a player, as a team? And you're like, Super Bowl, like that's like, music people are like the Grammys, and like I've sold out X like Madison Square Garden, like people think about it that way. Like this is it, and like they're celebrating, and they're drinking alcohol again. I'm like, first of all, I'm going to tell you this: if you're a professional athlete, you are really not getting drunk a lot. Like you're basically sober a lot, because there's no way like you can be like, you have, let's say you have a practice, and like you usually practice, you're working on getting better at something and stuff like that. So mentally, physically, that really drains you. If you're adding alcohol on top of that, like you're waking up with a hangover. I'm like, like I don't get hangovers. I'm like, you will eventually. Young whippersnappers. So like, you have a hangover, and like you can't do practices and games and stuff like that with like hangovers. Like you have to realize like hangovers, like younger you can fight it out, but like the older you get, you can't beat them. Like, oh, I'll just drink a little, but like you're not gonna like get really bad. It's just
This is the type of guy you get.
That's how you do it. So like these guys are they won the game. They won the biggest game. They won enough to win the big game. They're going to celebrate and drink a lot. I'm like, you have to understand, they're probably not drinking a lot. Like, you can get away with it like weed. Weed's the only one you could probably get away with it, because it's not as bad when you wake up. But like, like just let them party. Shut the fuck up. Like, and that's the thing I want to tell you. Get a fucking hobby. Maybe that's the thing. Like, stop worrying about people who did the best thing in their career celebrating and drinking a lot. Okay? And if your kids don't like drinking, let them be homeschooled, You know what I'm saying? Hey there, you just checked out a highlight from Cancel Schweezy. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you learned something and that you are now a smarter individual. Just so you know, we have full episodes and other many, many highlights available now. Click here for the next best thing that you can go check out as well. And make sure you press that subscribe button and press that notification bell. That way you get updated anytime we make a new post or anytime that we make a new highlight or full episode. So thank you, honk if you love butt drugs, and stay awesome.